Dad. It's a lot of money.
Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
The high, 180! I got one. Lucky 48! Fresno! Hey, the high!
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run. Cook. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Hey, Ringo, 48!
On 2nd and 12, Cousins looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
They'll run with a former Viking, Jerick McKinnon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From midfield, here's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And he's got this down to the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here we go. 54's Mike.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, batted at the line and intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen. 43 yards.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now. First and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. Taking it right down Broadway. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook. Touchdown number 15 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Everson Griffin. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Third and 15.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Crosby with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Preston Smith there on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Cousins now. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Darnell Savage, the rookie from Maryland. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Got a man. It's Tanyan complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
No. Get ready. Get ready.
Rodgers now on first down. A throw caught by Kumaro. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
At the 6-yard line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Here's McKinnon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Succop for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
From the 25 on second down, Rodgers, he's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there.
Hey, 88. 54, right there. 54, Mike. You ain't going nowhere. Hey, Sue. Plant. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Mike spot 4.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Danielle Hunter. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back.
Let's go, defense. Here we go. Check safety.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. Touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
You don't want none. Big ass.
Rodgers now to throw. And that's complete to Adams. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. McKinnon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
18. 54 Mike. We own them. We own them. Here we go.
They run it with McKinnon. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Second down at the 39-yard line.
19. We are going.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, you were backed up into a 2nd and long, but instead of trying to get the yardage back in chunks, he's trying to get it all back at once. And this defense was just lying in wait, and they're there to pick this one off.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Play fake, Cousins. It's caught, Smith. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On 2nd down, this is Madison. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Hey, I'm coming.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And the Vikings.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Check. Crunch. Hey, can.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Zadarius Smith in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
We got three.
3rd and long for Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Zadarius Smith, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Trevor Davis deep for Green Bay. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will be taken at the 13. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, the first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. A final shot beforehand for Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is a real, I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Danielle Hunter in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got his man on the crossing route. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. This is taken around the 12. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On 2nd and 15 now. Cousins, Packer pressure, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
What you got, Heavy? Two. Give me some. Give me some. Here we go.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Davis now to return it. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They run once more with McCannon. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
They go play action here on 1st down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Patrick Chung. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Zadarius Smith able to get him down.
Well, it didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Check the hard. What are these? Watch the back. Watch the back. Check 40. Hey, 382. Let it 50. Listen to me. Watch the hard.
Looking to throw on second down. Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. It's hauled in by Doxson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
All right. Box it. Yeah, live.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And all the way down to the 37. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
At the 38-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. The Packers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Now it's Rodgers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now a 1st down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's got his man. This is Doxson. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will pop.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Check, 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 check. Show it up. Show it up. We didn't get that. We didn't get that.
Here's Rodgers to throw. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 15 yards on the play. First down. Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, you block over here. Small. Check right, 54. 54. Check, 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 check. Check, check. Right. Rush in, rush in, rush in. Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. So that'll back them up 5.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Watch his slant, watch his slant. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Check 15, check 15. Mike, 55. Check 55, Mike. Hey, I'm coming after you, I'm coming after you. 26.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got a man. It's Tanyan complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. Rodgers now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10.
Inside. Whip. Watch the whip. SOS.
Rodgers operating from the gun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Slam.
On the delay, Jones. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Rodgers now. From the gun, he'll throw. It's caught here by Adams. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They're going to run. It's McKinnon. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check 26, check 26. Sponge, check 30. No.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Switch. 6 guard, check 6 guard. Out.
To throw is Rodgers. Throwing again. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Working from the gun. Rodgers. Got a man. That's Allison. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 13 yards, 1st down Packers. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Everson Griffin make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
It's 2nd down.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Tighten up. 50.
Rodgers going to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers get a score closer. Extra point try now for Crosby. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Now a give running right, it's Cook. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
Stop your body. 2 times.
Again, it's Cook. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. A big kick that time, 52 yards.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Everson Griffin in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Vikings, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.